Hello everybody. I'm going to walk you through basically this section right here in the middle. What it is, what it does, what you need to know. This is your basic anything Word doc. You got your save, cut, copy, paste special, and then your undo, redo, and move and repeat paste. I will be honest, I'm not sure what that does. Let's try it out. Back wall. Come on. Oh, okay, so it takes the exact section you've copied and repeats it one time at the end of where you are. So if I only want to take this much, now this is really important. See how that little thing is on a pencil? That means I'm drawing a new effect. If I just want to select the area, I need this little arrow here, select a region. If I only want to copy this, now let's see what happens. Nothing. I bet it pasted that from here to here. But if I copy this, yep, it's going to keep putting it at the end. Alright, so that's what that does. Let's keep moving on. This is your clipboard management. You can kind of see what you've copied and pasted. Very useful if you're going to copy and paste a bunch of things. You can copy by cells, which is essentially what you've selected. Our paste by cell, paste by time, stretch to fit. So if I want to select this, I copy that, but then I want to see how I've got that basically a second and a half. I want to put it over this. I can go to stretch to fit. I can paste it and it copies that effect over that amount of time. Alright, so that's pretty useful. 99% of the time you're going to stick by. This is your playback. You can see all these options when you highlight over them. This starts from the beginning. This starts from the beginning of my current screen. Play to the end of the screen. Play the selection. Or play the region that's on the screen. And then I think this is a loop. Nope, play selected region. So if I'm looking at one section and I just want to play this over and over, I can just play that. Just play that section. Here is your repeat. So if I undo that, then I play the section. It's just going to play it over and over and over until Jesus comes. Alright? Stop. Playback speed, if you're trying to look at something really close, or if you want to just, nudging. Alright? Nudge this selected effect to the left. This does not work if your effect is back there, so I'm going to take this out. 4 seconds. Say I'm trying to time this to the beginning of the song here. Alright. I got everything like I like it, but my song actually started here, not here. What I can do is I can select this effect, right, and I can nudge it to the left. See that? Now that effect starts when my song starts. You can nudge it to the right. Toggle effect drag mode. Can I'm honest, that's not super useful in my humble opinion. I'm going to turn that off. You may like that tool. You can play around with it. Zoom. This makes your fields larger, smaller. Zoom this way. Zoom in. Show and hide the playback window. And show and hide your audio, which if you're trying to time something up to a beat, that's great. If you're just listening, not always necessary. Now let's get into the real joy here. Alright, as we said earlier, this is your select tool. And you can change that. If you're dealing with a smart tree, you may want to just select the whole effect. That way when I click on that, it automatically selects that whole effect. useful if you're dealing all in smart things. The rest of that, not super useful in my opinion, but like I said, it's all in how you want to use it. Alright, play the current effect in the selected region. I copy that. I believe I wonder if we can copy and paste across two things. Nope. Alright, don't know what the point of that is. That's stupid. Alright, some of these, I gotta be honest, some of these things, like this and this, there's some on-off right here. This is more for if you're using the Lightorama software or hardware. So you can see up here, the software is Lightorama 5 sequencer. Lightorama makes their own hardware, and if you're using their hardware, some of these things might make a little more sense. We don't use their hardware. We buy our own, we make our own, we buy a bunch of different things, put it together, and mash it up. So some of these things aren't super useful. Let's jump now over here to this color fade. All right, I'm going to go to some dumb things. Stars dumb. All right, and I'm going to go to all stars dumb because I want to show you the color. All right, so right now, if you hit this in color, you'll see this change. Right now we're set up on a granulate fade from red to green. You can click this, you can set your in color. You click on this side, you can set your beginning color. I think it's probably easier to create a random start, copy in color. Okay, I think it's probably easier to click that over there. You can, we're going to pick that blue, and then we're going to pick a random in color. Blue. Nope, ignore. Oh, that was copy. That's why. There's the random. All right, so we got this pretty blue to green, and we're going to drag that across from 8 seconds to 12 seconds. All right, you can see it dropped it in there. Now when we look at it, all of our stars, shoot, I wanted to play the selection. I'm going to come back here. I didn't want to start at the beginning. I wanted to just play the selection. So I believe that is right here. I do not want to loop. I just want to play the selected region. All of our stars fade from green to blue. Let's watch that one more time. Or from blue to green. I'm sorry. Blue, green. All right, that is our color granulate tool. If I just want to have a solid color, hit that ignore there, and then you get this color. Okay. You can once again, you can come in here. You got 20 billion options. I need to come back to my color tool. Now you see that changed to a pencil. Earlier it was on this. Can't do anything there. Hit my color tool, it changes it to a pencil. I'm going to write that over there. Now that's all blue. Let's watch that. Blue. Looks like I need to line my stuff up a little better with my picture. But you get the idea. Alright. I'm going to go in and select this. I don't like any of that. I'm just going to hit my delete button on my keyboard. Alright. This is your intensity. So let's come back in here. We're going to make that 8 to 12. Oops, I didn't hit my color tool. See, I'm still on the arrow button. I mean the arrow icon. I'm going to hit my color tool. I'm going to change that from 8 to 12. And then I'm going to lower my intensity to 50. Dim. Select it here. And I'm going to make that intensity 100. Actually, I'm not 100% sure that this works, to tell you the truth. I think this is another one of those things in Lightorama. With their hardware, that you can change that over time. I think this is a global setting for us, that it doesn't change anything. Darn it. 70. Let's see if they get brighter when we get to 12 seconds. Nope, went dimmer. So here our range was 100. Here our range was 100. I'm not sure why that is different. Alright, ignore the range for now. Delete. This is an on-off. We're never really going to use that. Creates effects at minimum intensity, creates effects at maximum. So it's kind of like an on-off for their hardware. Slope. You can fade from one maximum intensity up. We typically won't use that either. I'm going to show you how to fade here in a minute. You know what? Let's go ahead and try it. I don't like this blue color though. Alright. There you go. So if I'm on that and I drag that across, it fades it up from 0. Now I want to fade it down. Drag that from here to here, and there you go. That is actually pretty useful. I lied. Let's see what this is. Drag right to fade up, drag left to fade down. So if I want to, and I can get the idea there. That's pretty useful. You'll like that tool. It is quite a bit easier than what I was going to say. I do not think that these work on things that are smart. Let's check that. Let's grab an effect. All right, so we did the color tool already here. This is your effects tool for smart things. So we're going to put that smart effect in there from 8 seconds to 4 seconds. Let's make snowflakes. It sure did. See, I had that selected and it made it smart. So if I come back out here, I'm going to get rid of that, turn that off. I want them all to be at maximum intensity, so I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to put that same effect back in there. Now I want to fade up over 1 second. Same effect. I want to fade down over a second. Same effect. And let's watch what happens. They fade up, they twinkle, they fade down. Beautiful. Delete that. So this is very useful. Just make sure when you're going to program something new, if you don't want to be fading it down, click on your white here. That keeps everything at your intensity at 100. Alright, so we've colored color. And we've colored effects. As we talk, you'll discover here your effects are limitless. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do effects in a different video. For now, just know that this is your effects button. We do not use Superstar. Superstar is like a separate programming tool that you can use, like if we were to put a face. You guys have seen those videos where they got lights and it's like a face and its mouth moves and junk like that? That's what Superstar would be for. And then you can do custom effects. I've never done that, so I don't know what to tell you there. All right, let's go back and look at this effect in a selected area. That opens up these two things, twinkle and shimmer. All right, so we're gonna drag, let's put an effect in here. We got this ripple. And then we're gonna put an effect in. Right now we just have it on, okay? But we're gonna drop it, the shimmer effect, for the first second. And we're gonna change it to a twinkle effect for the last 2 seconds. All right, let's see what this looks like. All right, so there you go. 2 different effects that you can turn on by selecting your effect button here. DMX intensity. This is where you would actually dim things if you want to do a dimmer So we've got that selected. Let's try it at 25. And then play it, see what happens. Absolutely nothing. I'll be honest. Who wants to go to a light show where things are dim? Nobody wants to see that. Alright, I think that's all the stuff there you need to know. Obviously, you need to be very aware of the save as function. Be constantly updating your Dropbox files, always with a new name. When I go in and show you some effects things, I will update my sequence name so you can see that. Everything you can see here you can do from the also from the menu. I think I mentioned yesterday in an earlier video, this is how you change your song file right here. Oh, timings. I need to touch on timings. Right now, everything is defaulted to 1/10 of a second, so you get 10 programming cues between every second. What happens if I need to hit right in the middle of one of these cues? So let's see, this beat right here takes place right there in the middle of that cue. I can split one. I could split this. I'm gonna do that in a different video too. Never mind. Hope you enjoy this tutorial.